What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here once again on the U to the 2. So, more bad news. It is official. Not only is Christian McCaffrey ruled out for this Sunday's game against the Minnesota Vikings, but he has now been placed on injured reserve. As a matter of fact, both him and offensive lineman Deonte Brown have been put on injured reserve. All this happened today, and yeah. So, of course, Christian McCaffrey's been out with a hamstring injury, and it looks like hasn't been getting any better. So they put him on IR, and the earliest he would be able to return would be week 9 against the Patriots. That's the earliest he'd be able to return. And to coincide with this, they have also promoted punter Ryan Winslow and running back Spencer Brown from the practice squad, and they brought back Michael Jordan, signed him from the practice squad, the offensive lineman there. But I know a lot of folks across YouTube have been talking about Christian McCaffrey, and the big thing, the big question that's come up, is it time to trade Christian McCaffrey? The only thing I'll say about that, it's a double-edged sword, if you ask me. I think it's a double-edged sword. There's good in keeping him, there's good in trading him, and there's bad in keeping him and bad in trading him. Either way, it's a risk. Here's my thing, though. Here's the thing that I want to emphasize. Now, of course, we do have to keep in mind that so far this season, when Christian McCaffrey has played, we have won. As a matter of fact, he played the first 3 games, helped get our first 3 wins. And then we didn't have him in the Cowboys and Eagles games, and we've lost 2 straight. Here's my thing about this whole Christian McCaffrey trade situation and such. Whether we trade him or not still does not fix the number one problem with this team. It still doesn't fix the number one problem. Because ultimately, offensive line, I still believe that and the play calling are the main big problems. And, I understand that Sam Darnold contributes to that as well. So, those 3. Here's the thing. Have to really seriously consider what we could possibly get in trading Christian McCaffrey. And then you also have to keep in mind what team is going to be willing to take on his contract. His $100 million contract. Who's going to want to take that on? I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. I mean, already Carolina has a history of not doing a great job, keeping their best players. Of course, we saw that under Marty Herney and Dave Gettleman. So, I mean, this could potentially be another one. And I know a big question is Christian McCaffrey's health. Some people say he's made of glass. If you ask me, to say that he's made of glass and such, I think is unfair. I think it's unfair when he makes up a good 50 to 52% of the offense. That's not his fault. He's given the ball, he's trying to do his job and make plays. Here's the thing though. His workload has been heavy since he came into the league, especially after Jonathan Stewart left. His workload has been crazy. I mean, you look at his career, you look at Christian McCaffrey's career so far since debuting in 2017. The man has 734 rushing attempts, and he has 336 receptions, targeted 415 times. Dude has a crazy workload. If you ask me, with the whole injury situation, I think it's a combination of just bad luck and, I mean, think about it, y'all. What do you expect with his workload when he's been the main spark of the offense? I mean, you keep running him, making him the number one option and running the offense. I mean, what do you think the risks are? I mean, folks that say that he's made of glass and such, I mean, I understand that he's, had a bad spell of injuries, but it's like, can you really be surprised with how he's been carrying the offense, even with the weapons that we currently have? So I honestly, to say that he's made of glass, I think is totally unfair. I think it's totally unfair. Especially when his first 3 years, he didn't miss a game. He didn't miss a game his first 3 years. So it's like, I really don't get the whole concept behind the thought of Christian McCaffrey being glass. I don't get that when he's been put in a position to have to carry the load, which means higher risk of injury. Not only that, goes back to the offensive line. I mean, I know a lot of people are thinking, one of the common things that I hear is trade Christian McCaffrey, try to get Deshaun Watson. But y'all have to remember something. Regardless of who we have behind center, until we fix that offensive line, is it really gonna matter or make that big of a difference? Let me explain. We had Cam Newton. Went to the Super Bowl with Cam Newton. Cam Newton's also a MVP. Through his entire career with Carolina, he's been sacked 291 times. And then with New England, he got sacked 31 times for a total of 322 times. Like, the dude has had to run for his life, and he's taken a lot of hits, especially on plays designed for him. I mean, has he made plays that way? Sure. But, it's unfortunately he got injured, the way that he did. But at the same time, what did you expect? I mean, they didn't do a great job of protecting him. And then folks talk about trading for Deshaun Watson. Looking at Deshaun Watson, I mean, in his 4 years so far with Houston, he's been sacked a total of 174 times. As a matter of fact, in 2018, he got sacked 62 times. So, with him being sacked 174 times and him getting traded over to Carolina and they don't fix that O-line, what the heck do you think's going to happen to Deshaun Watson? Huh? What the heck you think's going to happen? He going to get hit more. Like, that's what I don't get. It's like, want Deshaun Watson, but how is it going to be any different result if the O-line isn't improved? How can you expect it to be any different of a result? Sure, Deshaun Watson is better than Sam Darnold, but I mean, when you look at it, yeah, we got as far as we did with Cam, but we still ultimately didn't get the job done. You know, I reiterate, last season, Patrick Mahomes happened to him in the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes is an MVP Super Bowl champ. Like, and then you even look at Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold been sacked 112 times in his career. And he was getting destroyed with the Jets. And now it's at the point where, with him being here in Carolina, yes, better weapons, but the O-line hadn't really improved, and he's been sacked 14 times so far, and we're not even midway in the season. Like, if anything, a lot has got to be done focused on the offensive line. And if you're not going to get the same equivalent value with trading Christian McCaffrey, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Not only that, there's a chance that we could completely regret trading Christian McCaffrey and he gets to another team and he's even more successful and he's not hit with the injury bug anymore, especially if he gets moved to a team that has an O-line that's not giving him so many touches a game. I mean, the dude gets crazy amount of touches a game when he plays. And what makes matters worse, when he ain't playing, we lose. That's gotta say something, y'all. When McCaffrey doesn't play, we lose. That's what's been happening so far this season. So, it's really a double-edged sword in trading McCaffrey. And I don't know. Y'all tell me. I would love to know y'all's thoughts. I just think ultimately that ain't the biggest problem right now. I don't think it's the biggest problem. I think the problems are trying to fix the O-line and just Joe Brady with better play calling. I mean, it's sad that even with Joe Brady, all the hype that he's gotten, coming out of college into this, despite not being an offensive coordinator, being a passing coordinator, and is not utilizing these weapons to the fullest. I mean, I get when it comes to the run game, Christian McCaffrey being your bread and butter. I get that. But this team has way too many weapons on offense for him to take up a good 50+% of the production on offense. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. his touches, his carries. Like, I mean, you wonder why he's being hit with the injury bug. It's like, I mean, what do you expect, y'all? Like, they're running him into the ground, just in a way, just like how they did with Cam Newton. They're running him into the ground. Like I said, I don't know specifically like if there's anything that we could potentially get of equal value that'd be worth trading Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I get it. I get the idea and I get the concern, but I do think it's unfair to consider that guy, as made of glass. With as hard as he worked and as much as his production was or is to this day, I think that's so unfair. I think that's unfair. I mean, because it's like folks make it seem like it's his fault. I mean, he touches the ball, he's trying to go out there and make plays. That's what his job is. I mean, I know a lot of people want to say, when was the last Super Bowl winning team that had a all pro or Pro Bowl running back and such? I mean, I get that and all, but what's wrong with a team finally breaking that trend? What is wrong with a team finally breaking that trend? Especially if it can be done, you know? I mean, I understand it may not be the quarterback, but I mean, I understand maybe we paid him too much money after that 1,000 and 1,000 year. But to say that Christian McCaffrey didn't deserve being rewarded in some way, somehow after that, when he was pretty much the offense, I think it's messed up to say that he didn't deserve some sort of bonus or extension, regardless of whether that was too much money or not. I think that's unfair. I think that's unfair. I think that's so unfair. Because once again, it's another scenario of a player doing his best to try to make plays despite the weaknesses. Cam did the exact same thing. It's really not that different from Cam. So, like I said, the earliest that Christian McCaffrey would be able to return and play is week 9 against the Patriots. Um, I don't know what his value would be in trying to trade him now or even at the end of the season. I don't know of a team that would be willing to take on that big of a contract. That's not to say that he can't go to any other team. I'm sure he can go to any other team and definitely make plays. But what team is going to want to take on that contract? It's a big money contract, y'all. So, I don't know. And like I said, I like Christian McCaffrey. You know, he's our next best thing since after Jonathan Stewart. And like I said, I also like Chuba Hubbard as well. Despite him having rock hands, I think he will do fine. I think he can grow and improve as a running back and could be a good 1-2 punch combination. So I'm definitely not ready to give up on Chuba Hubbard. And I think once again, I think if the offensive line can be improved and be fixed, then anybody behind that line, whether it's Christian McCaffrey or Chuba Hubbard or whoever we may bring in, will be able to succeed. Like I said, Sam Darnold. Yeah, some of it is on him, but like I said, He's back in another situation where the O-line's not doing their part in protecting him. And he's taking the hits for it. It's the fourth most sacked quarterback this season. And it's like, folks want to say getting Deshaun Watson, instant playoffs. That's no guarantee. Not if we don't fix that O-line. I already said how many times he's been sacked in Houston. Even 60 plus times one season. What the heck you think's going to happen if he came to Carolina and that O-line's not addressed? Come on now. Come on. You can't guarantee that it'll be any different. You can't. You can put anybody behind there. They got to run for their life. They're going to get hit. It happened with Cam. I'm just saying, y'all. I mean, I only say that is because a lot of people want to say trade McCaffrey, get, however many draft picks and try to get Deshaun Watson and whatnot. I mean, that's cool and all. Like I said, Deshaun Watson, excellent quarterback, but how much of a difference is he going to make behind our crap O-line? I'm just saying. Patrick Mahomes fell in the Super Bowl as the O-line. What makes you think that can't happen to any other quarterback? Good, bad, mediocre, elite, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But like I said, Christian McCaffrey, like I said, sucks. I think he's just hit a wall of bad luck. And the thing is, first 3 seasons he had no issues. First 3 seasons he played 16 games. So I mean, he's run into a wall of injuries. But I wouldn't say that he's made of glass. I would not say that. I wouldn't say that. No, I've come to the conclusion. I don't think that's the case. But you look at his production and how he's impacted the offense and such. Can you kind of understand why he's been hurt? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be Christian McCaffrey specifically. It could be anybody with that kind of production that he has. Come on now. Come on now. Think of it this way. If I'm out here having unprotected sex with a whole bunch of ladies out there, there's a good probability I'm going to get somebody pregnant. I mean, if I don't protect myself, if I don't abstain or anything like that, what you think's going to happen? And just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I mean, the dude's running hard, multiple touches, multiple carries. And it's at the point where defenses know that he's going to get the ball, and 9 times out of 10, he's got to be the one to break tackles and make plays. And he's going to get hit. Same thing with Cam Newton. He's had to make plays with his feet. And he's gotten hit. And he's gotten sacked. I mean, I don't feel like it gets any simpler than that. But I don't know. That's just me. But if I had to pick one or the other, I'd say keep him. Unless, if we trade him, whatever we can get, it better be of equal or higher value. That's all I can say. I mean, we already have a history of not doing a good job of maintaining our best players. So, guess we'll have to see what happens. Have to see what happens. But I would love to hear from y'all and y'all's thoughts. I want to hear. Do Do you think Christian McCaffrey should be traded? Do you think now is the time or end of season, whatnot? Why do you think Christian McCaffrey should be traded and why? So should he be traded? Should he not be traded? And why? Let me know. By all means, I would love to hear what y'all have to say about this. And, you know, let me know how you would address this situation. I would love to know how y'all would deal with this. So let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And thank y'all so much for all your support and just all the people that have been leaving comments, getting involved in the conversation with the topic. Thank y'all so much for your involvement. I appreciate it. You know, it's always good to have discussions with y'all and to really hear from y'all and hear y'all's opinions. So by all means, keep that coming. I appreciate it. Hope everybody has a blessed rest of the weekend. Once again, I'm Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, and this has been another Carolina Panthers Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I will see y'all soon. Keep pounding, and let's hope we can beat the Vikings. We'll see, but yeah, we got to do it. Definitely got to do it. This is a must win. So hopefully they get the job done. We will see tomorrow. God bless. Peace out, y'all.